investigations to an outside body. It could be the Special Investigations Unit that has been set up, and that has a mandate to look into killings and severely wounded civilians. And of course, police operations has a very specific mandate. Perhaps we need another entity to do this work, and do such work for all police forces in the province. So I think that we need to look seriously at moving internal investigations out of the SPVM and having them done by an outside body that can look at the situation with greater objectivity. I would also say that, I raised the question with Philippe Pichet, the fact that a senior police commander was under criminal investigation, but was not removed from his post while under criminal investigation. That person, Mr. Costabagos, was not charged back in the fall, and Mr. Pichet at the time said this was a vindication of his decision to keep him in his position. Now we see that the investigation has been reopened. I think it's just common sense that when a senior police officer in management is under criminal investigation, that person should not stay in his post, should be transferred out, should be suspended for the duration of the investigation. If you really want to restore public confidence in the police, I think that is a bare minimum.
You notice that part of the plan that mentions that there is disciplinary posts available in the reality of today.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Well, it raises questions. I would like to know precisely what aspects of this code are no longer relevant in reality, as Mr. Pichet stated. I asked him a question, I asked him for details. He wasn't able to give us details today, and said that he undertook to provide us with details at the next public hearing of the Public Security Commission, which will be held in June. I would have preferred that we have another public meeting much sooner, because this document has only just been made public, and there are a lot of experts who have more expertise than we have, members of the Commission, who I think could suggest good questions. And it's not at a public hearing where the document is made public minutes before that the best questions will be asked. So that is one of many areas where I want more details from Mr. Pichet, and we'll be asking for those.
Do you think this point is working? Mr. Pichet himself said that there are officers who have resisted at this point.
I think that that remains to be seen. There is there's a history of divisions and plans within the SPVM that stretches back many years, well before Mr. Pichet. It's been said that Mr. Delon, when he was chief, was a member of one of the plans, and it's been said that his successor, Mr. Parent, and then Mr. Pichet, were more oriented toward another clan. It's difficult to assess whether that is indeed true or not. We need more details. There is going to be a public commission inquiry looking at the more specific case of spying on journalists. We may have an opportunity to learn more there. But certainly, the questions of clan warfare within the SPVM is a very serious and important one, and we need a greater public accounting of exactly what is going on. I would like to know, for example, in terms of disciplinary actions, under the various police chiefs, which police chiefs took disciplinary actions against which police managers, against which regular rank-and-file police officers? How did that change over time from one police chief to another? There are a lot of questions that we need answers to in order to get a fuller picture of the situation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Alex, could I ask you just one quick little question?
Sure.
My understanding from what Philippe Pichet himself said is that he seems to be very, very open to transparency, that he might be even more open to transparency than the Couture administration. Could you have anything to say about his own position?
I'm quite convinced that Chief Pichet is more open to and understands better the necessity of bringing more transparency to the Public Security Commission than is the Couture administration. The resistance, the defense of the status quo, of the culture of secrecy, has come entirely from the Couture administration, from the mayor himself, from Mrs. Sanson, the member of the executive committee responsible for public security. That is where the resistance is. It's at the political level. I'm convinced that Chief Pichet understands that in order to restore public confidence in the police, we need to have more transparency at the Public Security Commission immediately. And I think that's why he suggested that hearings be held in public to deal with his action plan. He doesn't have the authority to go further than that. We in Projet Montreal are urging the administration to change its stance and to open up the Public Security Commission to the public on a regular basis, as is the case already in Vancouver and Toronto and many other big cities across North America.
Just one quickie.
Sure.
This was about a specific crisis,
Yes.
it was about internal matters within the SPVM, as some people raised during the public questions period. There's a whole level of other problems with the SPVM that aren't addressed by this. Do you think that this needs to be broadened out and there needs to be a wider look at things?
Well, I think that you can't tackle everything at the same time. There are various issues that should be tackled probably separately. Otherwise, you have too sprawling a mandate. But I think that is a reason that we need to have regular public hearings in the Public Security Commission, whether it's on racial and social profiling, whether it's on the integrity of the Internal Affairs Division, whether it's on dealing with the question of clan wars within the SPVM, whether it's bringing more minority members into the police force, humanizing police services in the city. There are any number of issues that need to be tackled and tackled publicly, and that's what we're going to continue to call for.
Thank you.